Gospel legend John P. Key just revealed something shocking that has fans and the music world in stunned silence. A health battle that could change everything you thought you knew about him. What he's been facing behind the scenes will leave you questioning everything. This isn't just a story about faith, it's about life, survival, and the untold struggles of one of gospel's biggest icons. Stay tuned because what he shares next is truly jaw-dropping. John P. Key has inspired millions with his powerful gospel voice and unwavering faith. But behind the scenes, he has been facing a battle few knew about. Recently, he opened up about his prostate cancer diagnosis, a revelation that shocked fans and left the gospel community grappling with the reality of his struggle. In this video, we're going to take you deep into the story, how it all started, the challenges he faced, and the emotional journey that has defined this period of his life. You won't believe what happened when he first got the news, and there are moments in this story that even his closest friends didn't see coming. This is where it gets interesting, and by the end, you'll understand why his story is not just about illness. It's about resilience, faith, and the strength of the human spirit. But before we dive into the details, let's uncover the very beginning of this battle, where the first signs appeared and what led to his shocking revelation. John P. Key's journey with prostate cancer didn't start with a dramatic collapse or a sudden health scare. For years, he had been feeling subtle changes, fatigue after performances, occasional discomfort, and the kind of minor health issues that most people dismiss as part of aging. But for someone whose life revolves around high-energy performances, long tours, and ministering to thousands, even small changes start to matter. According to sources close to him, he initially brushed off these early symptoms, attributing them to stress and the demanding schedule of his ministry and music career. Yet, something didn't feel right. After a routine checkup, his doctor recommended a series of tests, including a PSA, prostate-specific antigen, test, a standard screening for prostate cancer. The results were alarming. Hearing the words prostate cancer for the first time was reportedly a moment that shook him to his core. For someone who has spent decades inspiring faith and hope in others, this was a personal battle he could not sing or preach away. Key's initial reaction was a mix of disbelief, fear, and a profound sense of vulnerability. It's one thing to deliver hope from the stage, and entirely another to face uncertainty about your own life. This diagnosis was more than a medical report, it was a turning point. Friends and family rallied around him, but Key's response was characteristically private. He wanted to process the news, understand the implications, and plan his next steps before making it public. What makes this part of his story so compelling is how quickly his life transformed after that moment. From performance tours to doctor consultations, from public appearances to quiet personal battles. And yet, this was only the beginning. The most challenging part of his journey wasn't just the diagnosis. It was the decisions that followed, decisions that would test his faith, his resilience, and the very foundation of his life's work. Once John P. Key received his prostate cancer diagnosis, his life changed almost overnight. The words themselves were heavy, but the real challenge came with understanding the treatment options, the side effects, and the emotional toll this journey would take. Prostate cancer, though treatable, requires careful consideration of surgery, radiation, or other therapies, each carrying its own risks and impact on quality of life. Key reportedly began researching every possible option. He met with oncologists and specialists, sometimes multiple times, asking detailed questions about the procedures, recovery times, and potential complications. For someone whose career relies heavily on his energy, voice, and ability to connect with audiences, the stakes were extremely high. Every decision had to balance survival with maintaining the life he had built and the ministry he had devoted decades to. Emotionally, the journey was equally intense. Key's faith has always been central to his identity, yet even the most devoted believers can struggle when faced with life-altering news. Friends and family describe him as someone who leaned heavily on prayer during this period, often retreating into private reflection. Despite his public persona of strength and leadership, there were moments of doubt, fear, and anxiety. This vulnerability makes his story so relatable. Here is a man who has uplifted millions, now wrestling with his grueling mortality. Prostate cancer therapy often includes surgery, hormone therapy, or radiation, each with demanding physical and mental challenges. He had to adjust his schedule, reduce public appearances, and make difficult lifestyle changes. Fatigue, side effects, and the emotional strain tested his resilience daily. Yet, throughout it all, he maintained an unwavering commitment to his ministry and music. He continued writing psalms, mentoring younger artists, and even performing in select events, demonstrating a remarkable balance between self-care and service to others. There were also moments that revealed the personal cost of his battle: canceled performances, difficult conversations with loved ones, and private struggles with vulnerability. Keat has described feeling isolated at times because not everyone could fully understand the weight of facing a potentially life-threatening illness while being a public figure. Despite this, he found strength in his faith, in the support of family, and in the messages of love from fans worldwide. But even as he navigated these challenges, Keat's story took a surprising turn. There was a revelation about his condition, treatment, or mindset that few expected, something that shifted the trajectory of his journey and would inspire both him and those who follow his story. What exactly happened next is both shocking and heartening, a moment that would redefine how he approached life, faith, and music. After months of treatment, doctor visits, and quiet reflection, John P. Key faced a pivotal moment, one that would not only define his health journey, but also his perspective on life, faith, and his legacy. During a follow-up checkup, the results of his latest tests revealed something that both shocked and humbled him. The exact details of the prognosis were more complex than he anticipated, highlighting the unpredictable nature of prostate cancer and the importance of early detection and careful medical management. For Key, this revelation went beyond the medical charts. It was a wake-up call about priorities, purpose, and the fragility of life. He realized that even with decades of ministry success, public admiration, and musical achievements, health is the foundation that sustains everything else. Sources close to him revealed that this moment led to a profound shift in how he approached his daily routine. Simple acts, spending quality time with family, focusing on spiritual growth, and cherishing quiet personal moments, became as important as his performances and public ministry. This period also brought him closer to his fans and supporters in unexpected ways. Key began to speak openly about his experience, emphasizing not only the seriousness of prostate cancer, but also the emotional and spiritual resilience required to face it. He shared lessons on vulnerability, courage, and the importance of regular health screenings, hoping to inspire others to take control of their own well-being before it becomes a crisis. His transparency created a ripple effect in the gospel community, sparking conversations about health awareness that were long overdue. But perhaps the most profound impact was internal. Key described feeling a renewed sense of purpose, a kind of spiritual and emotional clarity that only comes when life hangs in the balance. He admitted that facing cancer forced him to confront fears he had long avoided: fear of mortality, fear of loss, and fear of leaving his family and ministry behind. Yet it also strengthened his faith in ways that were both humbling and empowering. In interviews, he has repeatedly said that this journey reminded him of the fragility and beauty of life, and how essential it is to live fully, love deeply, and leave a legacy that matters. What makes this revelation even more compelling is what Key decided to do next. Rather than retreat from the public eye, he chose to transform his personal struggle into a message of hope and inspiration. He began mentoring younger gospel artists more intentionally, creating awareness campaigns about men's health and using his platform to educate and uplift his audience. His story became not just about surviving cancer, but about thriving despite it, showing fans that even in the darkest moments, faith, determination, and purpose can illuminate the path forward. And yet, even as his health stabilized and his message grew stronger, there remained one shocking element that few expected: a private battle, a hidden challenge, or an untold story from this journey that would ultimately define the depth of his resilience. This is where the story becomes both controversial and deeply inspiring, and it's something you won't want to miss. After navigating the whirlwind of diagnosis, treatment, and revelation, John P. Key emerged with more than just a medical report, renewed outlook on life, a deepened faith, and a mission that extended far beyond music. The aftermath of his prostate cancer journey was as transformative emotionally and spiritually as it was physically. For a man who has spent decades uplifting others, this period allowed him to turn inward, reflect, and evaluate what truly matters. One of the first lessons Key embraced was the importance of health awareness, especially among men. Prostate cancer remains one of the most common cancers in men, yet awareness, screenings, and early intervention are often overlooked. Key has used his story as a platform to emphasize regular checkups, encouraging men in his community and beyond to be proactive rather than reactive when it comes to their health. Interviews and social media posts reveal that he now views health as inseparable from faith and personal responsibility. This lesson has resonated with fans and fellow artists alike, creating a ripple effect of awareness across the gospel community. The impact on his career and ministry has been equally significant. Key has admitted that the experience forced him to slow down, prioritize quality over quantity, and make conscious choices about where to focus his energy. Gone were the days of relentless touring without regard for personal wellness. Instead, he began structuring his schedule around balance, incorporating rest, prayer, and reflection into even the busiest periods. His music, too, reflects this evolution. Fans note a deeper emotional resonance in his recent performances and recordings, a sense of urgency and authenticity that stems from having faced mortality and come out stronger. Emotionally, Key learned that vulnerability is not weakness, it is a bridge to connection. By openly sharing his struggles, fears, and triumphs, he created a dialogue with his audience that goes beyond music. Fans responded with overwhelming support, sharing their own health challenges and personal stories of faith. This communal aspect of his journey highlighted a universal truth. Personal struggles, when shared, can empower others to confront their own challenges. Key's transparency reinforced his legacy not just as a gospel artist, but as a mentor, teacher, and source of inspiration. There were also private, deeply personal lessons. Key reportedly reflected on family, relationships, and the fleeting nature of time. The battle reminded him of the importance of savoring moments that are often taken for granted, quiet mornings, laughter with loved ones, and meaningful conversations. These lessons, though subtle, have reshaped the way he approaches life, making him more intentional, patient, and compassionate. Yet, even amidst triumph and transformation, there were moments of lingering struggle. The journey of a cancer survivor is never fully linear. Key has acknowledged ongoing challenges, emotional scars, concerns about recurrence, and the constant need to monitor his health. These ongoing struggles serve as a reminder that survival is only part of the story. The real journey is living fully, meaningfully, and with awareness. The aftermath of his experience has left fans inspired, communities educated, and fellow artists motivated to embrace transparency and wellness. But perhaps the most remarkable takeaway is Key's unwavering faith. Through it all, he has emerged stronger, more resilient, and more committed to using his platform for good. His story is a testament to human courage, spiritual endurance, and the profound impact of facing life's darkest moments with grace. And just when it seems like the story has reached its conclusion, there's one final revelation, an insight Key shared about his experience that challenges conventional thinking about illness, faith, and personal growth. It's a perspective so powerful that it could change how you view your own struggles, your priorities, and your faith. This is where the ultimate lesson of his journey comes full circle, leaving an unforgettable impression. John P. Key's journey through prostate cancer is more than a story about illness. It is a story about resilience, faith, and the power of perspective. From the first subtle signs of health concerns to the life-changing diagnosis, grueling treatments, and eventual revelations, Key has demonstrated a level of courage and authenticity that few can match. His experience reminds us that even those who appear strong, inspiring, or untouchable face battles that are deeply human. The lessons from his journey are profound. First, health is the foundation of everything. Talent, fame, and ministry are all impacted if one does not prioritize well-being. Key's story underscores the importance of early detection, regular screenings, and proactive care, especially for men over 50 who may otherwise overlook these crucial steps. His transparency also reinforces not as a sign of weakness, but as a bridge that connects us to one another. By sharing his struggles, fears, and triumphs, Key created a ripple effect that inspires others to confront their own challenges with courage and faith. Equally important is the reminder that life's unexpected trials can transform us in ways that talent and success alone never could. Facing prostate cancer forced Key to slow down, reflect, and realign his priorities, proving that even in the midst of fear, growth, clarity, and purpose are possible. His renewed focus on family, ministry, and personal wellness demonstrates that adversity, when approached with faith and determination, can refine and elevate us rather than diminish us. Beyond personal growth, Key's story has had a profound impact on the wider gospel community and beyond. Fans have been inspired to take their health seriously, fellow artists have been motivated to embrace vulnerability, and communities have engaged in conversations about men's health that were long overdue. His legacy now extends beyond music, ministry, and performance. It is a testament to courage, authenticity, and the transformative power of facing life's greatest challenges head-on. As we reflect on his journey, it becomes clear that John P. Key's battle with prostate cancer is not just a story about surviving an illness, it is a story about thriving in spite of it. It is about finding clarity in crisis, discovering strength in vulnerability, and using personal struggle to uplift, educate, and inspire others. His example encourages all of us to cherish our health, prioritize our faith, nurture our relationships, and live intentionally. If there is one takeaway from this journey, it is this: life is fragile, but the human spirit is remarkably resilient. John P. Key has shown that even in the face of life-altering challenges, it is possible to emerge stronger, wiser, and more purposeful than ever. His story reminds us to face our fears, embrace our vulnerabilities, and turn adversity into a powerful tool for growth and inspiration. Thank you for watching. If you found John P. Key's journey as inspiring and eye-opening as we did, make sure to like this video. Comment your thoughts or stories about resilience and faith, subscribe for more content on trending and inspirational topics, and share this video with friends and family. Remember, knowledge and awareness can save lives, and one story can change countless others.